it's funny, in a small nonprofit, you have titles, right? But there's 3 of us that work here. We're a small organization, and it's just all hands on deck all the time. Turning Leaf is a small nonprofit organization in Charleston, South Carolina. We provide reentry and rehabilitation services for men being released from prison. We do whatever we can to help somebody from reoffending. That's always our end goal. What do we need to do for each specific person to help them reinvent their life?
I'm a 5-time felon, and most of it because there wasn't a program like Turning Leaf available.
I've been doing work in different jails for about 10 years. I really wanted to actually help people start, changing their thinking, or, helping them develop new patterns of behavior. And so I started teaching some classes in the Charleston County Jail as a volunteer in 2011. And eventually some of my students started speaking out in court about their sort of transformation through knowing me and through being exposed to the curriculum I was teaching. The judges started trying to sentence people to me. At the time I really had to stop and think about that. If we're so desperate as a criminal justice system that we have judges trying to sentence people, right, into a program run by a volunteer, it just really got me thinking about what was possible. So we actually choose people that have a lot of barriers to success. These are the people that continue to cycle through our jails and prisons. They cost us a lot of money. They create victims. And so these are the people that we want to work with to make sure we can help them change their life. This is where we get the most value in the work that we do. What do you got?
Choose one and do it.
I think the men that I work for, that I think it's a privilege to work for, are funny. They have a lot of talents, and I think that with the right sort of care, concern, help, and directed interventions, that we can really help people, change and be contributing members of society.
These are people who are trying to change everything about themselves. Every thought process they've ever had, every feeling they've ever had in a certain situation. Most of the guys have never had a legal, regular job. And sometimes, we have those moments where we're like, man, it's just not sinking in. And then all of a sudden, bam. As a case manager, I meet with the guys individually. So we set some goals, work on personal problems, really kind of check in and give that more hands-on approach. Beyond case managing, I kind of handle the screen printing stuff. They're in the building for 15 hours a week. That's a lot of thinking about your thinking. We wanted one class that was kind of fun, but it gives them a chance to not only just have some fun, design some logos, design some shirts, just print shirts, get their hands dirty a little bit, but it also gives them, whether they know it or not, a chance to work out some of the skills they're learning in the classroom.
Dealing with transportation issues, dealing with getting back in the work field, these are roadblocks that you run into out the gate. So just to have somebody that's really there to help, because these people will help you get to class, they will help you get to work. They will show you the steps that you really need to take that you're not really going to get from society as a whole. So it is comforting knowing that somebody is out there to help if you want it.
You practice too, right? So last year we had 27 people that got sentenced to us through both the state and federal court systems. And for some of them it worked out really great. We were about 50%. For me, I wasn't happy with that at all. Even though people will say, hey, you got 50%, like that's good. For me, I just felt like we could do better. Luckily, I have a really great support team, just community support. I have a great board, and so we sort of redesigned the program. We basically went live with our new model last week in June. And so between June and now, we've worked with 14 people. We have 6 veterans that are already passed all of our classes and are now working. And then we have 8 that are in our classes working towards employment. And then every week, potentially, we can take in new people. So I think our goal for this year was 18, but I think we're going to beat that.
She helps us change the way we think by replacing our risky thoughts for non-risky thoughts.
It's totally an evolution, and it won't be our last one. we're going to continue to evolve. And so I'm interested in keeping our programs small, why we continue to evolve and make sure that we're getting good at doing what we're doing. Hopefully we're, at least headed in the right direction, right? And then we can kind of make, some minor adjustments along the way.
That they're putting their future kind of in our hands, and we take that really serious, right? Because we prepare well, we ask them to be prepared, and we prepare, we do our homework, we're always trying to get better every day, and because we feel like we have these men's lives in our hands, and we don't take that lightly.
We're asking people, adults that are coming out of prison, to participate in a rehabilitation process. It takes a lot of time. People don't change thinking and attitude and beliefs overnight. So one of the things that I think that makes our program unique and different, and especially progressive for South Carolina, but probably across the country, is that we pay them to participate in rehabilitation classes that we know is truly the linchpin of their success. They might see employment as the linchpin, but we know that helping people change their attitudes and thinking and values, that's where the real change happens. That's what they need to actually be successful in those jobs, be successful in their families. And so we think being able to pay them to do that is key.
I love what I do. I love the staff that we get to work with, and you get to see these guys come in and just grow, and hopefully that they get out of here quickly and get on to their job, and that 20 years from now we get to bump into each other and things are still going really good. So that's the goal.